Aloe is a plant that should be kept in every house. Its benefits are proved by many generations. It's one of the most famous folk medications that actually work. Ancient Egyptians were the first who discovered the healing properties of aloe. The first mention of the plant dates back to the year 2000 BC, and that's even more impressive that nowadays, 4,000 years later, so many people still keep aloe on the windowsill. Is there another plant with such popularity? On the internet, you may find an interesting fact that aloe blooms once in 100 years. That's true, in a house or apartment, aloe doesn't please us with bloom very often, but it certainly happens more often than once in a century. The plant originates on the island of Barbados, so it likes hot and dry climate and doesn't need frequent watering. Aside from the great benefits of aloe, it also has the advantage of ease of care. Any person, even a child, can grow it. The benefits of aloe vera for the human body. In medicine and cosmetology, people use this wonderful plant quite often. Scientists constantly study its properties and find the new methods of use. In pharmacies and cosmetic stores, you will find many remedies based on aloe sap. So what is its power? Beneficial properties of aloe. As any other house plant, it purifies the air in the room. It has bactericidal effect. It can be used as a painkiller. It may be used in case of inflammatory processes of the oral cavity. It's a great anti-allergic remedy. It improves digestion. It accelerates cell regeneration. It has laxative and diuretic effects. It helps healing wounds, strengthens the immunity, moisturizes and rejuvenates the skin, prevents cardiovascular diseases. It's rich in vitamins, iron, and mineral salts. It slows down aging processes. Benefits of aloe vera in traditional medicine. In traditional medicine, aloe is used to treat many various diseases. It's an effective remedy for stomatitis in children and adults. Also, it helps to get through viral flu and sore throat. Sometimes, aloe is applied to abscesses and rotting wounds. It improves the state after 2 or 3 applications. Aloe is an excellent help for burns if there's no special remedy at hand. It also eliminates itching and redness of the skin with allergies. The sap is used in case of gastrointestinal problems like ulcer. It can also help the patients with anemia, so it's added to medicinal syrups as it promotes better absorption of iron. And if you use antibiotics, aloe will also help you out, as it reduces the negative effects of these drugs. The use of aloe in cosmetology. Due to the content of vitamins, mineral acids, and other beneficial substances, aloe vera has a general strengthening effect on the skin. The plant moisturizes and smooths the skin and makes it elastic, so you'll find many aloe-based rejuvenating creams in any store. The plant is also widely used in skin cleansing remedies like masks and scrubs. You can make them yourself or buy ready-made. The plant is also effective in the fight against dandruff. Regular use of masks with aloe vera extract will make the hair smooth and glossy. Making aloe sap at home. It is the plant sap that is so widely used for cosmetic and medicinal purposes. It has moisturizing, antiseptic, wound healing, and anti-inflammatory effects. To get all the possible benefits from it, follow our instructions carefully. Important tip: use the plant older than 3 years. Also, don't water the plant 2 weeks before making the sap. So carefully cut off the large bottom leaves with a knife, wash them well with clean water, and then cut up finely. Put the pieces into cheesecloth and squeeze. The sap is ready. Don't store it for future use as it has short shelf life. Squeeze it right before use. If you want to increase the benefits of aloe, we recommend using the other method. Wrap the cut-off bottom leaves in a clean cloth and refrigerate them for 2 weeks. What will happen, you may ask? The famous Russian scientist Filatov claimed that if you place a plant in a hostile environment, for example at a temperature slightly below 8 degrees centigrade, then substances will begin to be produced that enhance life processes in tissues. 2 weeks later, take the leaves from the fridge, cut off the black edges, and make the sap as usual. Aloe sap and folk medicine. For colds, make a gruel of unpeeled lemon and aloe in 1:1 ratio using a meat grinder or a blender. Put the gruel into a glass container and add honey. Close it tightly with a lid. Take 1 tablespoon of this miraculous remedy 2 or 3 times a day before meals. Store it in the refrigerator. For runny nose, drip 2 to 3 drops of aloe sap in each nostril 2 to 3 times a day. For cough, mix equal amounts of aloe and honey. Take 1 tablespoon of the resulting mixture 3 times a day 20 minutes before meals. For ulcers and gastritis, make the remedy of honey and aloe gruel in 1:1 ratio. Take 2 teaspoons of it twice a day. The duration of the treatment should be 60 days. For the healing of wounds and bruises, you can use the mixture of aloe gruel and honey in 1:1 ratio. Apply it to the area of the wound and bandage. Change the bandage 2 or 3 times a day. Or you can just put an aloe leaf on the wound. Do it 3 or 4 times a day for 30 minutes. For the eyes, instill 2 or 3 drops of the sap in each eye once a day. The best is to do it before going to bed. Also, to improve eyesight, you can just drink 1 tablespoon of the sap 3 times a day. For stomatitis and for the health of the oral cavity, take a thick aloe leaf and cut off the outer layers, then chop the pulp finely. Chew it 2 or 3 times a day, but don't swallow. Aloe vera for facial skin. Many of you may know that this plant has moisturizing, anti-aging and anti-inflammatory effects. Therefore, it's often used to fight acne, small wrinkles, and dry skin. It's also used to treat cuts, wounds, and burns. The plant contains allantoin, which is finely absorbed by the skin, and so it helps other beneficial substances to get inside the body. To avoid the small wrinkles, it's enough to apply aloe lotions for 10 minutes 1 or 2 times a week. This procedure will help the skin remain elastic and look young much longer. The plant also helps to get rid of acne. For a greater effect, you can add juices of other vegetables or fruits to the aloe sap. For acne, fold a cheesecloth several times and soak it in aloe sap. Then put it on the face and keep for 1 hour. After the procedure, don't wash your face for about 2 hours. Or you can use an anti-pimple mask. Make a homogeneous thick mass of 3 tablespoons of white clay and aloe sap. Apply it to your face and don't wash away until it dries completely. Rejuvenating mask. Make a gruel from 1 avocado or apricot, 1 tablespoon of aloe sap, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Mix all the ingredients of the mask thoroughly and apply evenly on the face. Keep for 30 minutes, then wash it off with warm water. Do it 2 times a week. Aloe sap for hair treatment. If you'd like to use aloe vera for hair care, you can choose from a wide variety of ways to apply it, ranging from homemade to mass-produced remedies. Some people like to apply fresh aloe vera gel directly to the scalp. To make it, cut a leaf from a live aloe vera plant. Collect the gel using a spoon. Some like to blend it with coconut or olive oil. Rub the gel or mixture directly into the scalp and let it sit for an hour. Use a mild shampoo to wash the hair and scalp. Repeat this process 2 to 3 times a week as needed. Since some people are sensitive to aloe vera, it's best to proceed cautiously and try rubbing a small amount of the gel onto the wrist first to see if there's a reaction before applying it to the scalp. Hair masks are also a popular way to use aloe vera for hair care. In this approach, aloe vera is mixed with one of the following: honey, jojoba oil, egg whites, fenugreek. Massage the mixture into the scalp and hair, put in a shower cap, and leave it on for 15 minutes to 1 hour. Then rinse it off with a mild shampoo. It's also possible to buy aloe vera in some commercial products. Harms of aloe vera sap. Of course, it has much more benefits than harms. The ancient doctors called aloe the plant of immortality, but it still has some contraindications. Aloe should not be used by pregnant women, people who are intolerant to any component of aloe, patients with acute diarrhea or gastrointestinal diseases, children under 3 years old, people with hemorrhoids or liver problems. In case of chronic heart failure and in case of abdominal pain, it's better not to use aloe until you get the diagnosis. All these contraindications are mainly about eating aloe leaves. In this case, it's definitely better to consult a doctor, but for external use there are no contraindications at all. Still, it's important to remember that everything is good in reasonable limits. Take it smart and don't use aloe too much. How to take care of the plant. In the wild, aloe vera grows in semi-deserts with poor soils and minimal rainfall. Therefore, the plant doesn't need much care. Just make sure to water it from time to time, fertilize periodically, eliminate pests if they appear. In case of lack of sunlight, the plant will begin to stretch up, so it needs good lighting. An interesting fact, aloe vera can live up to 7 years without watering and still give new shoots. Such a vitality deserves admiration. Watering and fertilizing. Succulents don't need frequent watering. Even if the soil in the pot is completely dry, the plant can survive for several months. But of course you should not conduct such experiments. To make sure the plant is okay, you need to water it when the top layer of the soil dries out, to use filtered or rainwater to moisten the soil. To reduce the frequency of watering in winter so as not to over-moisten the soil, fertilize the plant regularly, using special mineral fertilizers for succulents. However, universal fertilizers will do too. In summer, apply it every 3 or 4 weeks. In winter, once in 1 or 2 months. To moisten the soil in a pot with aloe, you can use bottom watering method. Just add water to a plate in which the pot stands. Lighting. Since wild aloe grows in the regions close to equator, in a room the plant still needs good lighting. Put the pot near the south or southeast window. In winter, set up the additional light. Install the lamp right above the pot. In summer, it's good to put the flower outside. Aloe will feel good on the balcony or in the garden. Good lighting is the key to the health and growth of strong leaves full of the healing sap. Temperature and humidity. Aloe feels good in common apartments. It doesn't need any special conditions. This plant is able to survive in a very wide temperature range, from 5 degrees above zero in winter to 40 degrees and even more on summer days. The optimal conditions during the cold season are 14 degrees. It's very important not to freeze the roots, so the pot with the flower should be placed far from winds and drafts. You don't need to spray aloe from a shower even during the strongest heat. It will be enough to wipe the leaves from dust with a wet rag once a week. Diseases and pests. Aloe has no natural enemies in cold regions, so it's affected quite rarely. Sometimes the plant is hit by scale insects. These are small flat insects that feed on sap. They cause the appearance of small black spots on the leaves. Mealybugs that produce white plaque on the leaves and stems of aloe. Thrips, small bugs leaving the tracks of silver color on the plant. Any insect infestation should be treated with insecticide. Another problem of aloe is root rot. This is largely caused by overwatering, but it could also be brought on by insects like aphids. Affected areas should be cut and treated with a fungicide like mancozeb. If the rot is severe, the affected stem should be cut and the rosette should be treated with special remedies. Aloe vera is a real herbal pharmacy on your windowsill, as this plant brings many benefits. It will definitely help you save your beauty and health, especially since aloe doesn't need much special care. That's all we wanted to tell you today. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Also, share it with your friends. See you soon!